Yeah, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie, and all I can sit back is think about that Daryl Singletary song. Too much fun. That's what we have here. Welcome.
Yeah.
We do hope y'all will join us this morning. We got a house full of folks are everywhere as we get ready for a great show today to tell you about all the events that are coming up. Now, we're going to be checking into a few things, Odie. Rain is in the forecast tomorrow.
Yeah, we hadn't heard, and I think they're supposed to meet this morning to see the future of the Collinsville Christmas Parade. We'll get a word on it, make sure that that's pushed out.
We've got one, but I'm not sure. I'll check.
Yeah,
we're going to check on Enterprise.
It may move
as well.
also.
Yeah, because we still hadn't found a cart so we could get Harold to pull me and you in it.
We were going to be an Enterprise, but no donkey for us.
And right now, Barry White's out of town, so we were just going to go get Barry,
Harold?
Yeah, we could have him. Well, we could have him back by the time he got home.
If you trailer him.
Yeah, because he ain't going to walk that fast.
You know, we've seen this a little bit in the Meridian area. We've reported some about donuts, and it's starting to be the thing nationwide where people gather around and they do donuts. And what do you call it? Drifting?
That kind of, I almost got hungry. I thought you were talking about a glazed donut.
No glazed donuts, but drifting. Connecticut, they're gathering in 1,500 people at the time of doing this in the cities where they block a street and take over. We've seen it done in Jackson also. Do you remember 20 being shut down and it done?
I remember hearing something about that.
Yeah. So it's fast becoming, I guess, the outlaw sport, I guess is what you would call that. So y'all be aware what happens elsewhere. Finally gets to Mississippi 10 years later.
They're going to take one redneck in a truck. It's just going to barrel right through there.
This is one of those things of you feel sorry for all involved. We know that cancer can be one of the absolute worst things in the world, to watch somebody suffer. A man is being arrested in an attempt to help his wife who had cancer. She wanted to go away. He tried to strangle her to end her pain. She didn't, and he's been arrested now. Now they'll both probably live apart for her last few years. You feel on all sides of that because that is a very horrifying thing. Have you heard the name Bill de Blasio lately?
Yeah.
He was the old boy that was the mayor that was really confused as to what didn't they outlaw anything bigger than a 16-ounce drink in New York because they considered it to be dangerous?
Was it 16 ounce?
Or
it may have been. Yeah, you couldn't get that gulp or nothing like that.
Yeah, they outlawed it. Well, he's dating a married woman after his wife left him.
Well, all right. I wonder if,
Yeah. Hope he knows what he's getting into.
Yeah, he ought to.
There we go. We had a plane that crashed last night, I-26 Nashville, Asheville, North Carolina, onto the interstate. Wow. They've been taken to the hospital. The plane exploded. It was late yesterday afternoon. Hopefully they're all going to be okay. We've seen that done before planes come in, that emergency landing.
Yeah, well, that happened right there on 45. Had a plane come in.
Oh, yeah.
Landed right there, Boyd Williams.
He was tickled, too.
Oh, yeah, he was happy. I was in the balloon with him when I took off.
You didn't think of it going down? No. I try not to ride with people things like that's happened with.
It'd be all right. I'm telling you, he's the one that's going to be making sure everything's all right. He don't want to crash twice.
And if y'all remember Mike, who used to own 2430, he had his own airplane, had a crash into a tree, and they walked away. That was a fortunate thing. I always say, hire a professional to fly you. Make sure they're up on their latest skills there.
You got a license to do that?
As we were joking about ex-wives and things before we went live. Tom Cruise, have y'all seen the picture of him dating this Russian woman? Now, before I get into the story, let's show it. She's absolutely stunning.
Well, yeah.
Let's show her. Here she is. Isn't that stunning?
Is that one of those mail orders?
Yeah, I believe so. But her ex-husband says, Tom Cruise, be wary. He said she spent $15 million on handbags. Shopping, $15 million in a year. Wow. So if you think you got a big enough pocketbook, you can have her. He's divorced from her, of course, but can you imagine?
Well, I mean, he's got a pocketbook.
Now,
he had one anyway.
Now, I'm not going to name names, but I know several country stars who have had wives who, as they traveled, had a tendency to pass time by shopping. They would really want it, and then they'd have yard sale about a month later, get rid of everything they'd bought.
Well, you stop at with a debit card with a $400 limit.
He speaks big. Let him try that at home and see what happens to him.
Oh, baby, you got the credit card.
So long as I got $40 on me, I feel like I'm a rich man. If you're married and had $40, you really are. Paul Early's shaking his head. Here come the judge.
Here comes the judge.
Paul will be joining us here in a few moments as we get that. Things were kind of quiet last night. We did have a few gunshots. No one was hurt. No one was injured overnight. But overall, we'll give us a B for everybody kind of conducting as we get near Christmas. Stay on your P's and Q's as we get closer and closer to Christmas. This is that time of year where people try to take advantage of you. Watch your surroundings when you get out. Your packages in your cars, people are looking for that want to tap a window out and grab what you've spent your hard-earned money on.
Look, if you can, go to a store, buy as much Christmas as you're going to get at that one store. Go home. Drop everything off. Go back the next day or something to another store. But don't leave this stuff in your back seat while you go inside and shop again, because it's not going to be there when you come out.
Hide it like you were going to hide it from your husband.
Sure.
Bonnie,
I got no money.
Let's just take a look. Here's the judge and wife over here. We're going to have them in a contest here in a minute here. It's the dating game.
The dating. Hey, yeah.
Who can answer what?
Hadn't dated in 21 years.
Has it been that long?
You know everything.
It's always that one question that you get that you go, oof, and then you'll get eaten alive later for it. So
and who is in charge of the money?
Let's put the camera back over there.
Dun, 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 dun.
Bless y'all's heart there.
Right.
You know, this is one of those good things. You don't see it much anymore when it comes to large companies. And you always hear the story, well, I started out in the warehouse and I worked my way up. But here's one of those rarities, because most of the times companies have been sold and this, that, and the other. But as we go to Costco, a guy that started out driving a forklift has finally made his way to CEO.
Oh, wow.
That's impressive.
You know, he knows what it's like to be just stuck in the warehouse all the way up. And I'm sure he took rank, at each little level.
Yeah. Do you see what his salary is listed there for next year?
Yeah.
$11.5 million. Now, I'm pretty sure a forklift driver don't make that.
No, he was making $11 an hour.
There you go. But, and I understand that CEOs guide companies, but $11 million a year?
Yeah.
What could you do for the employees of the regular Joe to enhance their lives to make it better if you were to spread the love just a little bit instead of the one guy getting it?
Well,
I'm just thinking
it goes back to a football player or a baseball player. $70 million a year for a stinking game. Don't get that Odieism started back up again.
I agree with you on that.
It's absolutely bonkers.
Yep, and then a lot of people will see that. Well, this guy's got that. Why should I be doing this little job here? And well, that's why we got a shortage of people working. Y'all know that.
Well, we have to give out them government checks. Here, you stay home. You stay home. You stay home too.
Yeah, don't get in any trouble now. We'll take it away.
Yeah, right.
We'll be right back. We got a very touching story as we'll have the Earleys in with us here talking about, donating. And we'll learn more about what I mean about donating here in just a moment. It's that time of year, something that that most Americans have not thought about. When you pass away, what happens? We're going to talk to Bonnie. She's got a true story it'll touch your soul, touch your heart this morning that we want to hear. That's all up and coming as we get this day underway. Have you seen the selection of cars and trucks at Massey Supermart Auto Sales lately? How about a Grand Cherokee Jeep 4x4 Limited? They've got that in white and also gray. They have a like-new 2021 Wrangler Unlimited 4x4. Or maybe your family needs room. Have you checked out the Ford Expedition lately? 1023 Highway 39 Bypass, Massey Supermart Auto Sales.
The low profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Have you heard? Broadmoor Wine and Spirits is under new management. Now, they're conveniently located at 4900 Poplar Springs Drive, open Monday through Saturday from 10 until 9 for your convenience. They have such a large selection of wine and spirits. That's mixed drinks, boxed wines, brands that you're familiar with. Our shelves are stocked. Come by and let us earn your business. That's Broadmoor Wine and Spirits, conveniently located at 4900 Poplar Springs Drive. Welcome back, Water Valley, Mississippi, joining the Scotty Ray Report. We do appreciate y'all so much. Folks from all over joining in today. We hope it brings sunshine and a great time for you. As we mentioned, our special guest this morning, and I have to say, let's turn this over. This young lady took part of saving my life. How many years ago has it been now?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. Scotty, 5-6 years ago?
Something like that.
Something like that.
And,
Been a while.
When I had my major heart attack, she was one of the first people before I went under, but when I woke up, I remember seeing Bonnie, and I thought, gosh, you're such a beautiful thing to see.
And think I get to do it every morning.
He's good.
Does he get the line of the year?
That Christmas present gets bigger and bigger.
But it does. Bonnie, tell everybody what you do for a living. What is it that you specialize in?
Cardiology. I am a cardiovascular nurse practitioner for Cardiovascular Institute of the South. That's a lot of words.
Say that twice.
And basically, she works over there where your heart. When you
Right.
have
I'm a
that
nurse
checked out.
practitioner for the last 25 years or so.
And you did a large part of bringing me back, and I appreciate that. And just as an example, tell somebody if there's so many, because it affects men and women differently before we get into why you hear
Right.
of if you feel a symptom. What are some of the symptoms you look for if your heart's not working right?
Well, that's a really good question. And you're right. Men and women tend to feel things differently, particularly if you are diabetic. But anything that you can reproduce, as in it's predictable. I'm going to walk and I feel some type of discomfort. I hate to ask. I've learned in my 33 years of doing this not to ask about chest pain because most people don't have pain, but they have something there.
Yeah.
Something that is, again, that you can determine it's going to happen now. I'm going to take 2 flights of stairs. I'll feel heaviness or extreme or different shortness of breath.
Now, do you remember years ago when Rush Hospital used to play that commercial? I felt it in my arm or something.
Yes.
Mine in the center of my chest, I didn't feel any of that. I just kind of got out of breath. I was tired. Boy,
We
I
see
gotta sit down.
that in a lot of women in particular. Just breathing is,
I'm getting pointed at.
that's not what I meant. but shortness of breath, that changes. Just a decrease in exercise tolerance. I can't do what I used to be able to do. And unfortunately, we tend to say, I'm just getting older. This comes with the territory. And it really should not be that big of a change. So just knowing what your baseline is and recognizing when your symptoms have changed is when you really need to be evaluated.
And seriously, y'all, all jokes aside, if you feel something weird, go talk to somebody because
Call me.
a little test
Get it
will
checked
fix you
out.
up, won't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it will.
Now, as we remember, I remember sitting here and getting the word that there had been an accident
Yes.
in Starkville, Mississippi.
Yes.
We would quickly learn that it was your daughter that was involved in that
My
wreck.
beautiful girl. I just so happened to bring a picture.
Oh, she was absolutely gorgeous. How old was she?
Summer Rae was 23. Summer Rae Etheridge. She was 23, and she had just graduated from Mississippi State 6 weeks prior to that. She lived in Starkville. She worked in West Point, Mississippi. She worked for Lee Eden's Cattle Company, a very large cattle company, at a group called PLI, Prairie Livestock Incorporated. She loved it. She was on a horse every day. Not sure where she got that from because we're not really
But
large
she did.
animal
She
people.
ate it up, didn't she?
Oh my goodness! And what a wonderful life that we're learning. That she she enjoyed. We're trying to learn more about that lifestyle.
We got some folks here that can tell you.
We do.
Yeah.
The reason that Scotty Ray and I wanted to talk about this, and Paul, was the Collinsville parade is this weekend, and they asked that our family be the Grand Masters. Is that what you call
Marshals,
that? Grand Marshal.
Marshal.
Grand Marshal, and it's really in memory of, in honor of Summer Rae. The theme this year is about honoring heroes and champions, and I can't think of a better one than my sweet girl.
Oh, and she was a sweetheart, beautiful. But even in death, she helped others, and that's sort of what you're here talking about.
Yes, this is a really sweet story, and forgive me.
Oh, girl.
Oh, Lord, no.
That's okay. If you need to take a break, we can come
No,
back.
I'm good. So, Summer Rae when she was involved in her accident, she was on her way to work, and she was at West Point in Mississippi. It was a car accident, and she suffered a traumatic brain injury. And Sam Anderson, who we have grown to meet and claim new people as family, and
Right.
Sam Anderson was the paramedic that got there in West Point, and he is just like family to us, but he was instrumental in initiating life-saving initiatives that would get us 12 more days.
He gave us time to say our goodbyes.
And that's so important in a time like that, isn't it?
He got her to West Point, where they life flighted her to Tupelo.
Yes. We had the best care, I just have to say. We had the best care from the moment we got there, from the security guard that escorted us in to the team of neurosurgeons and nurses. It was amazing. But Summer Rae, as we recognized the fact that she was not going to survive, I remembered that she always wanted to be a donor. She signed, that old saying, you sign the back of your driver's license. Well, she had. And I fully understand and know that she completely knew what that meant. I can recall 2 particular conversations about what that would mean should the time ever come, and she was entirely aware of what that meant. So, as a family, we all agreed. I wish Keith and Christy were here too. We all agreed that we would honor her wishes, and so Mississippi Organ Recovery Association was involved in the process. I've been in healthcare for 33 years, and as a healthcare provider, I have been involved in probably 2 patient scenarios where they were donors. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So I was really shocked being a mother, the mother of a potential donor, when Lene Campbell, who was our case manager with Moore, said, if you know of anyone in need of a transplant, get me this information. And I had never heard that before, but if you were the donor's family, you can actually have people that that are in need evaluated. And no matter where they are on that list, if they're number 50 or 150, they automatically get pushed to number 1 to be evaluated for transplant. If family, if you
Wow.
request that.
Didn't know that.
I did not know that. I'm thankful that Lene helped us through that time. I did know 2 people, or the family members, I should say, of 2 people who were in need. Both of them were in need of a kidney transplant. I work with both of them, and one of them was not the serology did not match, so he was not a match. There's a good ending there because he ended up getting a transplant the next week
Oh, that
from a
is
live
good.
donor, and actually he got a transplant from his nurse
Oh, wow.
at UAB. Yeah, it's a pretty cool story. But my sweet and dear friend, Kelly Chun, if you don't know Kelly, my goodness, you're missing out. Kelly's a wonderful friend, a nurse practitioner she's just the bomb. I mean, she's like as good as they come. And she and I had become real close. We've known each other many years. And as she was telling me about her husband's story, he's been on dialysis for a while and had been in need of a transplant. So I texted her. I may have called, I don't really remember that night, and said, I need this information, and same for the other gentleman. and quickly I got that information, gave it to Lene, and like that, they were automatically bumped up to an active state on the transplant list and to number 1. So we still had a lot of hurdles to get through to make sure that he was a match. But Scotty Chun was a match.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So it's a sweet story. He ended up with her kidney, one of her kidneys, and he's doing great. He's off dialysis. He's got his life back.
Thanks to her.
Thanks to Summer Rae.
Saturday will be our first time seeing him since. He will be on the float with us.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
wonderful.
wow, yeah.
Yeah. So we hope we get to do the parade tomorrow. We're
Yeah.
gonna, identify.
We're praying for better weather.
We're playing. Yeah.
And be able to see a part of her in his life.
Right.
And there's probably a lot of lives that you don't know that she's touched that went to other people as well.
We did.
We received a letter from the heart recipient,
Oh, that's even.
Yeah. Yeah. Her name is Joanne. She's from Missouri.
Missouri.
She's 54, and she had just a weak heart, and she was really at the end of her life. And so this was life-changing, obviously, for her. A 3-year-old little boy got her other kidney,
Wow.
and a 53-year-old female got her liver as well. She wasn't a transplant.
So she helped tons and tons of people.
Yeah. She saved lives, and so, as odd as this is going to sound, it's really somewhat comforting to me to know that Summer's still around.
I don't think that's
yeah.
odd.
No, not at all.
So if you've not had that conversation with your loved one about what his or her wishes are, I just encourage you to do that. Had Summer not signed her donor, I think we would have done it anyway. I mean, I think that our family would have come to that.
But for the average person who's never thought about this, is it just simply signing the back of your driver's license? What do you do?
It becomes a legal document, and yes, even if we had not consented, or I think that they legally could still have done that. Obviously, they wouldn't have done it,
without your consent.
But it is a legal document, and yes, had no one been around, they would have proceeded. So
I didn't realize it was that simple. I've never even. Mine's so scratched up on the back I can't hardly read it.
but
The
we're
state to retain that document.
I'm sure.
Well, every 4 years we renew it. So if you don't have it marked on there and this touches you in your heart, when you get your license renewed, definitely check that box. But talk to your family about that now. Talk to the good Lord and pray about it. But like one thing that y'all said, she didn't just sign the back of her driver's license. She also talked to y'all, and y'all knew her wishes beforehand.
Absolutely.
And I think that's actually a good idea to let everyone in your family know that, hey, I signed the back of my license, and this is my wish.
It really helped in our decision.
Take
Knowing
her
wishes.
picture and put it back up. I want to see that again. That was such a good picture of her.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't decide which one to bring. So this is her horse, Johnny.
Wow.
And again, that's life changing there for so many people.
She's beautiful. She was beautiful. As pretty as she was on the outside, as my mama says, she was even more beautiful on the inside. And she really was just a good young
And let me ask this, because y'all are out in the public a lot of people know y'all. Is it okay for people to approach y'all and talk to you about this in public if they want to know more?
Absolutely.
Because you know it firsthand.
Yes.
Yes.
It's one of those things of y'all where do I go get something, because your neighbor's been down that road and you know it.
Right. I can't tell you how many people have reached out to us. I mean, across the nation, and when people say, I can't imagine anything being worse, and believe me, it's very difficult. But we've had people we've heard other tragic stories that, that are worse than ours. So we're blessed.
I'm going to tell you, there's only been 2 people that I've ever bumped into, you being one of them, and Scott McQuigg, in a situation like this that turned tragedy into something positive for other people. That has to be, and let me just put it, hell on earth of losing a child. It would have to be.
It is.
Hopefully no one else will have to go through this. Parents are supposed to go before the child is. That's just the way it's supposed to be.
It has been hard on everybody. She had so many friends and of course family. We feel like, my goodness, Collinsville just, wow.
Good people, aren't they?
Oh my goodness, there was nothing that we wanted for during that time. People handled our professional business at home, our financial business at home, our home. All we had to do was just be there. And that I'm talking from Keith and Christy as well. Our whole family. Our whole
It's just
family.
amazing to see what God has done.
Yeah. A touching
Through her.
time.
I'm
Now-
going to throw this old boy out, and I know y'all are real close. I've known him my whole life, and I know he was right there with y'all every bit. And I wouldn't say it if I didn't know for a fact, but I tell you somebody, and that was David Aiken,
Oh, my goodness.
and Kim, his sister. That whole bunch. I know how close friends y'all are, but I tell you, I know him and I know his heart, and there's some good people there.
He's been there every step, you know. He's been just support. He doesn't say much, you know, when it comes to the situation.
Right.
Just, you know,
Just
knowing
being
he's
there.
there, knowing
Yeah.
if I had to fall.
Now, y'all will be, for everybody watching that wants to speak with y'all, they'll be at the Collinsville
That's
Parade
right.
coming up. Whether it's Saturday night or Tuesday night, I think that will be the alternative
Yes,
night, what I'm
yes.
hearing.
Yes, and
More-
Marie Roberts should let us know something about that tomorrow morning. She's going to reevaluate.
And if you will later send me some contact information of, you know, the agencies and stuff that I can post, this is how you help someone in need.
Okay.
We'll be glad to post it because this is, I've learned a lot from that this morning.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
y'all
I learned
so
a lot
much.
as a mama.
Oh.
You know, so not
nothing-
just health, not in healthcare, not just in healthcare,
Yeah,
but
the world revolves around mom. That's one sitting there, and
thank
that's
you.
tough. If she can walk through this, you can too. And as we
That's
also
right.
look at this, and because there's two ways to look at this. Christmas time is a depressing time for a lot of people, and things that you've gone through hurts at Christmas time more than any time of the year.
Yeah.
There's pastors that you can call if you get in a deep, dark depression over losing a spouse or a child.
That's right.
There's somebody
That's
to talk
right.
to. Matter of fact, we got a pastor in here now.
And I'm going to touch on that.
and let me
Here in
just
a
say,
little bit
by the
later.
power of prayer is the only way. By
You're
the
right.
grace of God is the only way that we have made this through
Well,
this.
thank y'all so much for coming in and talking with us about this. This is it's touched me, and I believe it's touched so many other people that are watching this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for having us.
We sure hope
And one
so.
more time.
Let's show that
Oh,
again.
yeah.
One more
Yeah.
time.
There she is. That's Summer Ray, folks.
Still
Summer
living
Rae.
life
There she
and,
is.
It is.
and saved
She
so
is.
many
In more
more.
than one place.
That's right.
Bonnie and also Paul Earley. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you for having
I better
us.
call you Bonnie White. Nobody knows you by
That's
anything.
right.
So Bonnie White over there. We'll be right back with Scotty Ray and Odie as we begin this Friday morning together. Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows, call Patrick Allen Companies.
You buy. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
The staff at the Little Griddle in downtown Marion would love to wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Make plans to join the Griddle in 2024 for a great hamburger or anything you might need. Again, we wish you a Merry Christmas from the Little Griddle. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. and tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray.
Man,
We had during a commercial stop there a moment of prayer in the studio, and that was touching. It certainly was. I hate we didn't do that live because that was we should have really done it that way.
that's all. Lord is going to move across everybody out there.
He most certainly is.
You know, before we get into that real quick, you brought in this time of year and what we just prayed on and what we just experienced and what people go through, and that's the grief of lost loved ones and family. Well, let me tell you, that is a major issue that people have to deal with, but there's ways to deal with that, and that's through Grief Share.
Yeah.
And that's starting back up here local on January the 3rd. It is a 13-week program that really takes you through grief, how to deal with it, how to cope with it, what to do when you start feeling that grief. And it is an awesome program. It costs $20 for the book, but it works through the Baptist Association. Go to griefshare.org and register and get in that program. 13 weeks, you meet new people, how to deal and cope with these different things that you're experiencing. And it could save your life and your family's life by learning how to deal with this grief.
It's a tough time. And not everybody deals with grief and things the same way.
Oh, it's different from everybody. It really is. But you've got to talk to someone, whoever it is, whether it's through Grief Share, whether it's a friend, whether it's a pastor, even just a dog.
Oh, boy, your dog
is
listens
gonna
to you.
listen to you. But you've got to get that off your chest. You've got to talk to someone about that and learn how to cope with grief. And one way to do it, griefshare.org. Try that today.
And we need to follow up on a story that we talked about a while back. Old boy that was elected sheriff of Clarke County, Anthony.
Yeah.
And when he was in, everybody voted for him to wear a black cowboy hat. Let's check with his daddy over here. Let's have you scoot over to the right just a little bit.
Right there left.
Yeah, you're left.
Yeah,
it's
there.
opposite. There you are.
Gotcha.
Did you
Good
get
morning.
Anthony a cowboy hat for Christmas?
No, he's not going to be sporting a cowboy hat. this
What's
year.
wrong with the boy? Is it?
That's just not his deal, he says.
Man, we need to work.
He wears boots, so that's good.
Got him halfway there anyway.
He's halfway there.
Yeah.
No hat. No hat. Well, y'all hang on. We're going to test y'all with some knowledge here in just a second.
Oh, my goodness.
Already 7:30 as we begin this Friday morning. We do hope you're doing. We showed a picture yesterday morning of Clark Gable in 1939 as he landed at the Atlanta airfield as he was getting off. Well, this is the day. This is why he was there as we go back. Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind premiered 1939 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Man, that was a movie.
4 hours and 5. That was one of the longest
Something
movies
like
you'll ever watch.
Yeah, it comes with an intermission and a bathroom break.
Yeah, you have to. That was before we even had pause.
Yeah.
I watched
They
it
had
at.
to change reels.
I had to go to Temple Theaters where I saw it the first time there. 1944. This guy. Now I don't know anything about it, but I do know the name through the years of. He was big back in the day. Big band used to be like the hip hop of today.
Yeah.
Glenn Miller disappeared on this date.
Glenn Miller.
We presume, how
He had an orchestra or something. Glenn Miller,
sure did.
Glenn Miller.
But he was huge during his time, Glenn Miller.
Yeah. I'm about like you. I know the name. Don't really know a whole lot about the situation.
But America's Funny Man was born on this day. You'd see him on Carol Burnett, and you'd see him as Mr. Studball.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember that?
Or the dwarf.
And he done the elephant scene. Wasn't it the elephant scene that everybody...
Nort.
Tim Conway.
He had dwarf on golf, dwarf on bowling.
Yeah.
Look, y'all, Tim Conway had it all.
Now, you do remember that, don't you, Tony?
Oh, yes. Yes. He was a character.
Making sure we're on the same level.
Right.
So, some of our guests sometimes don't
Now,
know.
Chance might not know any of
Yeah. He's a little bit younger than we are.
I think I'm out on that one.
Man,
Need to watch some more Me TV. Watch Me TV instead
I don't
of
know about
trying
the
to-
haircut.
we're trying to pull in that younger generation big time.
Y'all just don't know what y'all are missing.
1944, and some say that this is the reason of this man's success. Sometimes it's kind of like fire and ice that go together that make it work. It was 1944 that they stood in front of a judge and were married, and some say that she's the force that made it all happen. Audrey
Oh, mercy.
became Mrs. Hank Williams.
Hank
I
Williams.
know who that is.
See, look at that.
Hey, there we go. Women have that power, don't they?
Lordy love Miss Audrey. She was the force behind Hank
Yep.
Williams. She pushed him. He probably would have been a singer around Montgomery for the most part had he not bumped into her. She drug him by the ear to Nashville.
Yep.
Drove him to drinking and a few other things.
The rest was history.
He couldn't help it there. 1949, it was the phase, and I think Paul, there's some pictures of Paul from prom wearing his white suit.
Yeah, he had
yeah.
Miami Vice feel.
Don Johnson,
Don
born on this
Johnson.
day back in 49.
He just
No.
didn't have a
Yeah.
pet alligator.
The heat is on.
He is on. That was a huge show during the 80s.
Yeah.
I know my senior year, it seemed like everybody had a dress that way except me.
And
I
me.
looked, I looked
I
a
didn't
little
either.
bit more like you do on this side of the room there. I've just always, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all. You in growing up, no matter who you are, what you are, walk to your beat. I was picked on a lot as a kid in high school because I didn't dress like the rest.
Right.
I wore button downs. I wore flannel. I was the old country hick, as they picked on. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember all that? A lot of you, but I never changed. This is who I am and what I am today.
Amen.
What's Toby say? What you think about?
Oh, how do you like me?
How you like me now? Yeah.
So were you guilty of that also?
Yes.
Wearing,
Yes. I'm just like I was back then.
I just it becomes a way of life of who you are. I like that shirt you got too.
Thank you.
I'm going to get some of them.
All right, we'll see what we can make happen on that.
Get old Angie Ray involved in this. Let's see what else happened today. Let's go back to he passed away today. This was probably he done more for movies and for children in his lifetime than most. As we remember,
Yeah.
Walt Disney.
Yep.
Oh, Mickey Mouse. Now
He'd be spinning in his grave about right now. What's
He
going
would
on
be.
with Walt
Yes,
Disney,
he
right?
would.
who ever heard of Pearl Day at a kid's? And I ain't even going to explain to y'all that don't know what that is because you don't want to know.
I'm glad I don't.
For 10 years, it was good, and then I don't know what happened, but it all went downhill.
It sometimes with a lot of companies, y'all know this even on a local level, the guy that starts the company is great. The kid takes over, and by the time the third generation gets there,
It's done.
the point of view is no longer there.
Different. Progressive.
Yeah, you're right. There's one way to keep that straight, and that's God.
Amen.
This woman was she was like hot to trot back in her day. The thing that would make it on her own. A lot of you remember her from DIVORCE. Her and George got a divorce, and she recorded a song. And the only one that's ever come close to this was a remake that Martina McBride done of the song. But if you've never heard this, go back because you can feel the pain of her going through this divorce from George Jones as we remember Tammy until I can make it on my own.
Whew. Oh, George.
You know who that is, Chance?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I do like the gold
All
star.
right. All right, we're batting about 500 right now.
Yeah, you're 2-1. There's not many. As I think back in history, there's not many father-daughter duos in singing.
No.
I know two mothers, two women. That'd be the Judds, and maybe a couple of others out there. But there's very few that is a dad and a daughter. But the Kendalls today on this date recorded "Heaven's Just a Sin Away."
Yep.
Now you'd have to sneak up on her. I ain't gonna lie. Now, Fred G. Sanford said, "Kind of like the Polaroid." I'm gonna hush.
You better.
She was a sweet girl. Great personality.
Chance don't know who Fred G. Sanford is.
No,
Out again.
You out on that?
You
Oh, you know who the
Fred
Kendalls are?
Sanford.
Now,
Sanford and Sons.
You had me at Tammy, and then you lost me.
Heaven's Just a Sin Away.
I didn't warn him about what was going to take place. This morning. He thought we were talking bull riding on it.
All right,
He
let's
thought
see.
it was going to be scripted or something.
Now, Chance, if you don't know this one, we all in trouble.
Yeah.
1979, this guy could walk up and just tap something or go, and the women would jump to his every move.
Hey.
Do you know who the Fonz is?
I do.
Abe,
Yeah.
all right.
All
He
right.
knows him from the Waterboy, probably.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the first thing I think of.
But Fonzie was on the cover of TV Guide on this day back in '79. It was a pretty good show until that about last season there. Do you remember the musical, The Dream they had? I'm like, who are these writers they got now? And that's about when it died.
That's when he jumped the shark.
Yeah. Some of the things. All right. Sometimes you give a gift at a birthday of this big prize. Well, old boy that went, I'm telling you, the ladies that stayed at home back in the day, it was real big during the 60s and 70s for a lady to remain home and not work.
Yeah.
Right.
They were called housewives. And, well, they got bored sometimes. We all know that. And there was an old boy that figured out he could sing to them and they would go buy his records. His name was Conway. And sometimes during a marriage, you can take something away rather than give. And he wrote a song about it. And today, he went into the studio. It made #1. Do y'all remember Happy Birthday, Darling?
Happy Birthday,
I have no
Darling.
fancy gifts to give you, but he's going to take all of this away. Yeah. Take all that doubt away.
Back when milk was delivered, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. She was thinking he was running around.
Woo! All right, Chance. We'll see if he's going to redeem himself again.
Yeah, this guy's been to prison more times than I can shake a stick at. He could show up at a concert and it was like the cops showed up to get him.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't paying taxes. He might have had some, what do they call it? 39, some drugs,
Yeah,
maybe.
a little bit of that.
James Brown.
James Brown. I feel good.
Look at here. There he goes. Yep.
We need
James
to play that tomorrow night to bull ride. I feel good.
That's right.
I feel good. James Brown really and truly was an American icon. He could move like nobody I've ever seen. Yeah, them feet.
He taught Michael Jackson how to do
He
that.
did.
That's right. That's it.
But James did have his trouble with the law.
He did.
From taxes to
I fought the law and the
law one. What was it? Busted these rocks in the hot sun.
Yep.
Let's see here. I got. Y'all remember this
Schindler's.
Schindler's List?
That opened in theaters today back in 1993. Do y'all remember that touching movie there?
Yeah.
If you've never seen that, a lot of truth in that also. Sometimes we try to forget. Now, this next movie, I have never seen it. I hate to. I've always heard this is big, but never have I. Have you seen it, Odie?
I saw it probably a couple years after it came out.
Now, this would revolve around Clint Eastwood being on the other side of the camera. Did y'all watch $1 Million Baby? Mm-hmm. Was it good?
I have seen it.
It was.
I
'Cause
think
she
I've
was a
seen it.
boxer.
Yeah.
She was pretty tough too.
Yes, she was. Now she does Capital One commercials.
With the Vikings? What's in your wallet?
She's got a fruit farm or something.
Not so tough.
Not so tough.
When you think of boxing movies, you automatically go to Rocky. But I'm telling y'all, the very best boxing, real life, true story that I've ever watched. And if you want to get a tear to a glass eye tonight, this weekend, grab Cinderella Man. Whoa.
Yes.
A guy that goes through hard times and has to get on welfare and repays every cent that he got to help his family get through the depression. It's something else. It's good stuff there. We go back to 2014 when country radio.
When it took a tilt.
I don't get it. I truly, and I can't believe that country radio even. Well, let me just show you this. This hit Radio Airways, Little Big Town released Girl Crush to country radio. Y'all can only. I'll let y'all fill in the blanks. I'm not.
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. So.
I know what you're thinking over there. I see it through the cowboy hat. It just not my kind of style there.
It's kind of like an innie and outie. How can you mess that up? But
Yeah.
we do, and we let outies swim with the innies and all that stuff. And same with country music.
Psychology 101 right here. Y'all heard it first.
We need to pray again, probably.
I'm with you on that. So, as I look back in time, was it the Kentucky Headhunters that brought all this on? We let those hippies with no shirts show up in country music, and it ended up this way. What was the beginning that started it all? I don't know. The Phelps brothers is who they later became. Walk softly on this heart of mine. Bill Monroe, it scared him to death.
You can't make half this up.
We'll be right back. We got a rodeo within a church.
Yeah, safest place to be.
Yes, sir, Bob. Coming up next, as Tony will tell us all about the doings next here at Scotty Ray Report. Southern Accents Boutique, located on Dell Drive in downtown Meridian, has the largest selection of Christmas decor. If you need a Christmas gift, drop in and see the girls today. From Christmas sweaters to jeans and shirts, names that you'll recognize when it comes to jewelry, and hobo purses that you'll love. Don't forget a large selection of furniture also located there. Ask Santa, he'll tell you. It's the largest selection of Christmas decor. That's Southern Accents Boutique, downtown Marion on Dale Drive. Drop in today.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
For a child will be born, for us a son will be given to us, and the government will be on his shoulders. He'll be named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Reed Tree Service.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we move into a Friday. This is December the 15th, 10 days away from Christmas Day.
It's coming quicker and quicker, but it's coming. The celebration of the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
As we go across the counter here, as we turn this on, Tony, how long have you been a pastor now?
10 years.
10 years. What type of service do you have on Christmas Day to remind people of what this is really about? What do you tell folks?
Actually, this year we're going to have the Lord's Supper on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And so that's on Sunday. And so, which we're not like traditional churches. We do, we take the Lord's Supper in a Dixie cup, and I mean, it's, we're just however God leads, but it's about Jesus and his birth and what he came here to do for us. So
a man that touched so many lives so many years later, and there's hope for all of us, no matter what you've done.
No matter what.
And I say this as a reminder. I was out at the Evangel Temple a few weeks ago. They asked me to come speak. And it doesn't matter whether Randy Travis had a song many, many years ago called "The Highway to Heaven is Highway to Hell is Paved with Good Intentions."
Yeah,
and that is, you can be a good person,
yes,
but
sir,
still not get there unless you
That's
do.
That's exactly right. Accept the Lord as your Savior. Believe on Him.
So y'all keep that in mind.
That's it.
Doing good does not get you there.
Right.
It's
the problem with good is there's one too many O's in it.
Yep.
It should be God instead of good.
Look at there. I never heard it put that way.
I ain't either.
Well, God gave it to me, so I didn't. That's
just
all
shared
about
it
Him.
with him.
I just thought I'd share it. Yep.
Well, tell us this. Y'all got a big event coming up in Enterprise this weekend, right?
That's correct. And by the way, before I forget it, they're checking to decide whether the Enterprise Parade is going to be taking place tomorrow evening at 6.
Right.
But at the 3S Arena, we will have a bull ride. It's not a traditional rodeo, so it's going to be all about bulls. So.
Woo. That's what everybody really goes to a rodeo
bull nanza,
for.
yeah. I mean, people like to go to rodeos for rough stock. We know that. And so Chance here is a bull rider, and he's helped facilitate all these things. He goes to our church. And so we've got 50-something contestants signed up to ride bulls tomorrow night at
So have you
Enterprise,
rode bulls,
rain or
Tony?
shine. Sir?
Have you ever rode bulls?
I rode one. I've been on top of one and under one. So it's
Chance, you do this
He rides.
all the time.
Yes, sir.
So what does 8 seconds really feel like? How long is that in real time?
Sometimes fast, sometimes slow.
Oh, boy.
Sometimes easy, and sometimes it's like tying your hand on an anvil and letting it drop off a cliff.
With that, and I've seen this on television, and y'all tell me because y'all both done it. Of when you wrap that around your hand, you're there. Mm-hmm. What happens when your hand can't get loose of that?
You're still there.
You're still there.
Get to your feet. Get to your feet.
I've seen folks
It can be
drug.
ugly. It can be ugly. We have 3 great bullfighters going to be there tomorrow night also. So, I mean, that's their job, is to try to help protect that rider, and so they're good at their jobs. And so it's a powerful thing.
So is it all about the buckle, or is it about the cash prize at the end? Which is it?
Man, it's I guess it could lead to the buckle and the money, but it all starts with the desire to try to conquer the beast.
Yeah.
That's what it all boils down to.
So how many folks are going to be mounting a bull?
We've got 59 on the list, from all the way from the Panhandle, of Oklahoma, to Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, Louisiana, pretty much the whole Southeast.
Let's talk about stock here. Wow. What's the meanest bull that y'all got, and what's the name of the old boy that's going to be there? What is it?
Man, it's hard to tell.
Is it called Odie?
A few.
Odie?
Yeah, I can see that.
Something like that.
But no, there's stock coming out of Carrollton, Georgia, the Hook and Jay, bucking bulls, good friends of mine. And then from, they're called Far South, is from the down south Louisiana, Thibodeau. And then some guys around that southeast area around Baton Rouge are going to bring some as well.
So these are bulls that are actually raised to be
bucking bulls. Some of these bulls,
bulls.
I mean, these you could call them a pro-am bull, but these are professional athletes. You know, a lot of these guys and bulls, you know, go to PRCA rodeos, PBR, bull ridings as well.
And you won't know which one you get until the night off.
Right.
That's right.
They'll get there, they'll walk up, and they'll pay their entry fee, and there'll be a cup about like that peppermint jar, and they'll have a bunch of tags in it, and they'll pull it out, and that's your destiny right
so
there.
So you can't get the name before you put your money in.
It's kind of like a blind date.
Yep, that's it. It is. It's a blind date. You got to find a dancing partner.
Let me ask this: have either of you ever drawn a bull that's never been ridden before?
Oh yeah.
Not me. I mean, I've never ridden but one, and it was because I preached a message, and my family didn't know I was going to do it 8 years ago.
I didn't know that until 2 days
and
ago.
so I got yard darted in the dirt and in the mud, but I wouldn't take anything for it. So
that's a good way to put it there. But that has to be when you get that name and you look down at it and go, "This bull's never been ridden."
Crap.
That has to make your heart go, "Oop."
No history.
But they also, I mean, I'm not a bull rider per se, but you get that ranked bull, you got a good opportunity to score big and to do. I mean, like Chance says, and I'm not a bull rider, but you've got to have your head right when you get in there.
Now, bull riding is kind of like NASCAR. You get ranked with every bull that you ride, and you move up the circuit. That's how that works. For a chance to go to the Dixie National, and then hopefully on to Las Vegas, the finals in the end.
In the finals
going on right now.
Right now, yeah.
Man.
Now, are you happy sometimes when you get a bull because you know that you've got a bull that you could possibly score more points because of the bull you got? Or sometimes you see a bull that you've picked and you're like, well, this is going to be a harder bull because it's going to be hard to score points on this bull. Are you looking for a bull that's got a handicap, I guess you would say, that's going to give you more points just because of the name you pulled?
Well, I would say you could look at it a few different ways. You kind of want to always go into it with a good mindset that you have the ability to ride the animal. You know, you as a bull rider, you want to say, you know, there's not a bull they can run under me that can't throw me off. Is the mindset you got to have. But in reality, you're not going to ride every bull you get on. So when you do draw that animal, you either have a really good one that's gonna, you know, it's if I do my job right, I'm gonna get a check. Or you've got that one that you would call like an eliminator, which is one you're like, you know, this one's going to be really tough to get by, and I might be a lot of points, or I might be not so many points, just because they're, you know, not so good. And
one last question, I'll let you get back to when the event is. What's your scorecard? How many bones you got broken so far? Because I ain't met a bull rider yet that ain't got something broke.
I don't know how many There's a few, but not as many as some. So I got pretty blessed on that end. But
come rain, you'll see them creeping back to the truck.
Right. Yeah.
It does affect you, doesn't it?
I saw Tough Hedeman up at Ralph Morgan's one time, and I would not want to walk around like he has to walk around.
No.
Yeah, it's a tough one there. So keep that in mind, Chance, over there.
That's right.
Yeah. Tell us again when the rodeo is going to be and how we can come watch all of this action. 59 of them on
it's,
the back.
13926 Highway 513 in Enterprise. There's no admission at the gate. It's cost you nothing to come in. We will charge something for the food, but it's a free event, basically, other than the food. And we do have some covered stands. So it was supposed to rain. We're going to buck bulls rain or shine. And so, like I said, it's in Enterprise. If you're going south on the interstate, take exit 134. Turn left, and you'll come down there and see the sign to the 3S on the left. So,
is this Friday or Saturday night?
Tomorrow night. Saturday night. Saturday night.
Come rain or shine,
rain or shine.
Bulls will buck.
Bulls will be bucking bulls.
7 p.m. sharp.
Yeah. We're excited about it. So that's a big deal.
You go to a big rodeo, and you may have 15 or so people that's riding the bull. You're going up here. We're talking about 59, 60. I mean, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of action.
It's a lot of action. And the riders, as Chance knows the guys, there's some are NFR qualifiers. I know there's one guy that's coming out of Texas that is, and some really talented bull riders that are coming. I mean, this is not just an average deal. This is a big thing for these guys to come from all over the Southeast to ride bulls.
You know, I am a clown.
We all
get a job this weekend.
But I'm a smart clown.
Did he say a smart clown?
Yeah, you ain't seen me inside one of them arenas. Here, bull, come get me.
That's it.
That is, you got to, and you know, all jokes aside, being a clown, you got to be one heck of an athlete.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you got to be in the gym every day to make it away from that.
Right. You got to be able to show
I'll get on them, but I'm not fighting them.
Right.
I promise you. If it wasn't for bullfighters, you know, you wouldn't have bull riders.
That's true.
You know, seriously though, those guys are lifesavers. I mean, their job is to literally take the punch for you.
All right, let's test Chance one more time here in the world. Do you know the song "Bandy the Rodeo Clown"?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know that guy's actual brother in real life is an NFR bull rider.
Did not know that.
Yep.
I'll be darned.
He is an NFR qualifier, multi-time NFR qualifier.
From right here in
70s and 80s.
Meridian.
Mo Bandy, born in Meridian, Mississippi.
There you go.
Yeah, boy.
Well, the girls all think that was a great song. We'll be right back with more action as we continue this morning with the Scotty Ray Report. If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. As the seasons change, so do your clothes, and Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve, also Hulk shirts, and America's favorite brand, Carhartt, whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From box to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. I have not had a chance to get the video done with this. We were gone all day. We had a chance to go up for the retirement party for Sheriff Solly as he rides off into the sunset in what, about 11 days, 12 days?
11 days. I mean, wow. What an honor to be.
I'm shocked that he hadn't redone the old Johnny Paycheck song, 11 months and 29 days. He could put that to the thing of I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
But as we go to the prettier side of Billy, here they are yesterday. Mm-hmm. If you didn't have a chance, and I plan on we've got a lot of video from this event. I was just gone until the wee hours of last night getting in from the parade, so we hadn't had a chance to edit and get everything up and going. But boy, at the pictures and the folks that turned out for this event, it was big, and we do appreciate everybody coming out to shake the sheriff's hand. Look at there.
Golly, who's that fella?
I don't know who he is. So many folks were there. Skied.
Now, there he is.
Oh, little warden, Mr. Pennington there.
That's right, Mr. Sheriff.
Jody, and again, there were a lot of people that came out to wish him farewell. She's such a sweetheart. She stood behind him. We thank y'all so much for coming out and being a part of that. And again, we'll get some video up today of this and so many great stories that were told there yesterday. And
a great speech put out by the sheriff.
And we'll post that. I've got that saved in a computer file, and we'll get that up today.
Well, we got a 48-year law enforcement career right here in the city of Meridian, Lauderdale County. That's a long time.
It sure is. We had a fender bender yesterday with a city truck. Oh, I was on the scene. I just didn't get a picture of it as we pull up. This is where it all happened there. 6th Avenue. It would be a city truck, no injuries there. The 400 block is where all that went down. Nothing major, but it was a little fender bender. Thought you might want to know about that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. They fixed the lights yesterday on Highway 19 North. The police had to direct traffic for a little while, and I wanted to bring this up here. This is pretty important here as we look here at this puppy dog here. Boy, this guy has been through a lot, and as Christmas rolls around, y'all remember Buddy? He's gone through a lot. He's recovering slowly there,
but doing good after getting set on fire. Y'all all remember him. He was talked about regularly every day.
Yeah.
And he just got back from his vet deal with Mississippi State because they're really taking care of him. But, man, poor fellow.
And boy, talk about somebody that needs a fire department. Let's just go ahead and bring this back up. This is a every other day event. The pellet plant caught back on fire again last night in Quitman.
If you're wondering if pellet grills are good, well, I mean, they're doing something right because they're always on fire. So,
big thank you to Clarke County Hot Topics for letting us borrow that to show you that. But that was the scene last night, and I make no bones about it. It's once a week something's going to happen.
Man.
Yeah.
So a big response, and we have to say good luck to somebody as she gets ready to leave Meridian, Mississippi, and head off to Nashville, Tennessee, as Holly Brand has made the announcement she's moving to pursue a music career in Music City.
Well, she's got the talent.
She does.
And Godspeed with that, because you do have the talent, and I believe that you will be somebody that we'll hear a lot of in the coming years.
All right. As we go back across the counter here, tell us about what kind of food we'll have tomorrow night.
Man, we're going to have some homemade chili, hot dogs, and drinks. We're trying to keep it simple, but this chili, they'll be cooking in a big old cast iron pot there. Our chuck wagon team, they've got folks that do that and love cooking and serving. So, and I'm sure we'll have hot chocolate because it's going to be chili.
Yeah.
And you can eat chili. So
that kind of goes hand in hand.
So hot chocolate and coffee. And so it's exciting to see what God's allowing us to do there to share the gospel.
Now,
at the arena. And I will be preaching a minute message during the middle of it. We don't do anything out there without sharing the gospel. So
I think you kind of like when you get wound up, you're liable to tell them how it really is tomorrow night.
Well, they'll keep me on a short leash probably.
I mean, I reeled it in.
Again, it doesn't cost anything to come to this event.
No, it doesn't cost anything unless you want to eat something. And I think our chuck wagon team leader said you can probably get chili and a hot dog and a drink for $5. I mean,
that's a bargain.
That's a bargain.
Not even anything.
So that's what.
Especially you get to watch 60 good bulls get by.
You are.
Take your wife. Tell her that you're taking her out for a date. Won't even cost you $10.
There you go.
Just don't tell her where you're going. Just show up.
There you are. Again, tell us how to get there and the times that it all starts.
We're going to buck the first bull at 7:00. 13926 Highway 513. Which, if you're coming down Highway 11, turn right at the Dollar General and go toward the interstate, or coming down the interstate, exit 134, turn left, and we're about a half a mile on the left. So it's easy to find, maybe a little muddy driving up the hill, but we got a tractor to get you out, but we're not going to let you park in places where
it's a bull ride.
It's a bull ride, so it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun.
Again, Chance, thank you for coming in. Tony, we can't thank you enough.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yes.
And God bless you on that son you've got.
Yes, sir.
Man, we think about you.
Thank you much.
We want to wish you a very happy weekend. We'll keep you up to date with all of the events, with the parades, of what's happening with the rain if they're called on or out. But check our page throughout the day, and we'll get that posted as quickly as we can.
Yeah, it's Meridian. Scotty Ray posted earlier. Teams are out working on water leak that's out there in Meridian, the town of Meridian. So I tell you, that mayor is steadily on top of it all. But is it 7 o'clock? We've already gone over just a little bit.
Yeah, we have. It's actually 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. We'll be back in about 72 hours, 73 hours. You'll see us tomorrow if there is a parade, or Tuesday if there's too much rain to have a parade in Collinsville. But we'll be around. If you see us, say hey. But one thing for sure is the only reason we're here is because of you, and the only reason any of us are here is because of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Talk to him today, bring him into your heart, and change your life forever to go home to the kingdom of God made out of gold, made just for us. Thank you. We'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.